Hello there, I'm glad you're here. If you're over 60, you already know that aging brings a lot of changes, some expected, others more subtle. But there's one change that's often overlooked, even though it deeply affects your health, your mind, and your relationships: the quiet fading of intimacy. Now, I'm not just talking about sex. I'm talking about connection, touch, closeness, emotional warmth, the kind of bond that nourishes not only your heart but your entire body. And what if I told you that losing that kind of intimacy can affect your immune system, increase stress, disturb your sleep, and even chip away at your mental sharpness? This isn't just about relationships, it's about your well-being as a whole person. In today's video, we're diving into a deeply personal but incredibly important topic: how aging affects intimacy, and more importantly, what you can do to reconnect with your partner, with yourself, and with the joy that still lives in your body. Because here's the truth: you haven't aged out of desire, connection, or closeness. Those parts of you are still alive, waiting to be seen, heard, and felt again. So whether you're in a long-term relationship, newly single, or simply feeling like something's been missing, this video is for you. I invite you to watch with an open heart and an open mind. Let's explore how to reignite connection, not for the sake of youth but to bring more meaning, health, and joy into the years ahead. Let's begin. Now let's talk about something that might surprise you: your immune system. When we think about staying healthy as we age, we often focus on diet, exercise, and medications. And yes, those are all important. But what many people don't realize is that intimacy, physical closeness, also plays a critical role in supporting your immune function. You see, when you experience affectionate touch, cuddling, or sexual activity, your body releases a wave of helpful hormones: oxytocin, dopamine, serotonin. These aren't just feel-good chemicals, they're immune boosters. They help reduce stress, lower inflammation, and support your body's ability to fight off infections. But when that physical connection fades, especially over time, so does your body's natural defense system. Chronic stress, loneliness, and lack of touch can suppress immune function, making it harder for your body to ward off colds, viruses, and even more serious health issues. In fact, studies have shown that older adults who experience regular affection and intimacy often have fewer doctor visits, recover faster from illness, and report better overall well-being than those who feel emotionally or physically isolated. This isn't about performance. It's about presence. The gentle power of holding a hand, hugging your partner, or simply sharing close moments. These are acts of health, not just love. So if you've been feeling more run down lately, don't overlook the emotional and physical connection your body may be missing. Your immune system doesn't just respond to medication, it responds to meaningful human touch. And that's a form of healing you can begin reclaiming today. Now let's take a closer look at how intimacy, or the lack of it, can affect one of your body's most vital organs: your heart. We often hear that walking, eating well, and managing blood pressure are key to keeping our heart strong, and that's absolutely true. But here's what many people overlook: your sex life plays a role in cardiovascular health too. Research has shown that individuals who engage in regular physical intimacy tend to have lower blood pressure, better circulation, and a significantly reduced risk of heart disease and stroke. That's because sexual activity is a form of mild physical exercise. It increases your heart rate, improves blood flow, and helps keep blood vessels flexible. But that's not all. Intimacy also reduces stress hormones like cortisol, which in high levels can damage the heart over time. When physical affection disappears from a person's life, stress levels often rise, and the body begins to experience more inflammation and tension, both harmful to heart health. In fact, people who are less sexually active in later life may face higher rates of hypertension and heart-related complications. This doesn't mean intimacy must always involve sex. Cuddling, kissing, even slow dancing with your partner can activate the same calming, heart-protective benefits. The emotional connection, the physical warmth, it all matters. So, if you care about your heart health, and I know you do, remember that intimacy isn't just emotional nourishment. It's a powerful form of cardiovascular care. Sometimes, one heartbeat begins with one simple touch. Now let's talk about something that often gets overlooked: your hormones. You see, intimacy isn't just good for your heart and immune system. It plays a critical role in regulating key hormones that affect your energy, your mood, and even how you age. When sexual activity begins to fade, the body slowly reduces its natural production of testosterone and estrogen, two hormones that do far more than just support sexual function. These hormones influence muscle strength, bone density, brain sharpness, and emotional stability. In men, lower testosterone levels can lead to fatigue, decreased motivation, reduced libido, and even mild depression. In women, declining estrogen can trigger mood swings, irritability, and increased joint pain. Over time, this hormonal shift can make you feel less like yourself, physically and emotionally. But here's the empowering part. Regular physical intimacy helps keep these hormone levels in balance. When the body is engaged in affectionate touch or sexual connection, it releases not just dopamine and oxytocin, but it also encourages healthy hormone regulation. You feel more energetic, more confident, and more emotionally centered. This doesn't mean intimacy needs to be frequent or intense. It simply means staying connected in ways that feel right for you and your partner. Whether through touch, closeness, or shared affection, your body responds by keeping its internal chemistry more youthful and vibrant. So if you've been feeling off balance or low on energy, it might not just be aging, it might be hormonal. And the good news is, your body still knows how to restore that balance. It just needs a little help from you. By now, we've seen how the loss of intimacy can affect your body, from immune health to hormones. But there's another layer we can't ignore, and that's the emotional bond between you and your partner. As a doctor, I've seen this far too often. Couples who love each other deeply still begin to drift apart, not because the love is gone, but because physical connection fades. And when touch disappears, something even more precious goes missing: emotional closeness. Intimacy isn't just about the physical act. It's how we express love, trust, vulnerability, and affection. It's that spontaneous hug in the kitchen, the gentle squeeze of a hand during a movie, the shared laughter at something only the two of you understand. These small moments of physical connection create a sense of emotional warmth that words alone can't replace. Without that connection, even long-standing relationships can begin to feel lonely or distant. Over time, silence may replace conversation and routine may replace romance. You may start to feel undesired or misunderstood, even if the love is still there. But here's the hopeful truth: this disconnect is reversible. Rebuilding intimacy can start with something as simple as a touch, a kind word, or a shared memory. Emotional intimacy grows through consistency and care, not perfection. You haven't lost the ability to connect, you may have just forgotten how vital it is to nurture that bond. And today is a chance to start again, slowly and gently. Because the strength of your relationship doesn't just come from the years behind you, it comes from the connection you choose to create right now. As we continue to explore the effects of lost intimacy, it's crucial to address something deeply personal: the impact it can have on your self-confidence and how you see yourself. For many older adults, the absence of emotional and physical closeness can lead to feelings of inadequacy and a sense of lost value. It's common for aging individuals to feel as though they no longer possess the attractiveness or vitality they once had. But let me assure you, this is a natural feeling that arises as we age, and it's not a reflection of your worth. The truth is, the lack of intimacy can trigger a cycle of self-doubt. You may begin to question whether you're still desirable or capable of providing and receiving love. What I want you to know is that your value as a person is not defined by your age, appearance, or intimacy levels. Feeling beautiful, valuable, and confident isn't just about physical attraction. It's about how you feel within yourself. It's about cultivating self-love and recognizing that you remain worthy of affection, attention, and connection, no matter the stage of life you're in. Even small changes, like opening up to your partner or engaging in simple acts of physical affection, can reignite that sense of self-worth. It's about feeling seen and appreciated, both by others and, just as importantly, by yourself. Reclaiming your confidence may take time, but I encourage you to approach this with patience and compassion. Remember, intimacy is not solely about the physical. It's also about connecting emotionally and rediscovering the things that make you feel whole. Now that we've explored the physical effects of intimacy loss, let's turn our attention to something just as important: the emotional and psychological toll it can take. Feeling disconnected from others, especially through physical intimacy, can dramatically increase feelings of isolation and even depression, particularly for older adults living alone. When we lose touch with our loved ones, not just emotionally but physically, we often experience a deeper sense of loneliness. For many, intimacy isn't just about physical connection. It's also about the reassurance and comfort of knowing someone is there, truly present in our lives. When that connection fades, it's easy to start feeling like we're living in a world that's becoming emptier by the day. This isolation can be even more pronounced for those who live alone, as there's no one around to offer a simple touch, hug, or reassuring presence. And the effects can be profound. Research shows that older adults who experience chronic loneliness are more likely to develop symptoms of depression, including sadness, lack of energy, and loss of interest in things they once enjoyed. But here's something important to remember: you don't have to face this alone. Whether through nurturing existing relationships or reaching out to new support networks, there are ways to fight the feelings of isolation and reclaim that sense of connection. Even small gestures, like regular check-ins with friends or family, can help bridge that gap. It's essential to understand that intimacy in all its forms doesn't have to end with age. It's about finding new ways to connect, to stay emotionally and physically engaged in life. Doing so can reduce the risk of depression and help you build a more fulfilling, joyful existence. Now, let's take a moment to discuss another important aspect of aging that's closely linked to intimacy: how it impacts the rate of aging itself. You might be surprised to learn that regular sexual activity plays a crucial role in maintaining physiological function and can actually help slow down the aging process. When we engage in physical intimacy, the body releases a powerful combination of hormones that promote overall wellness, boosting circulation, reducing stress, and enhancing emotional connection. This helps keep both the body and the mind sharper, more resilient, and better equipped to handle the effects of aging. In fact, studies suggest that individuals who maintain an active sex life tend to have better heart health, a stronger immune system, and improved mental clarity. The benefits go beyond just the physical realm. Sexual activity fosters emotional closeness, which is essential for emotional well-being as we grow older. This emotional connection is linked to reduced levels of stress, which in turn helps slow the aging process. On the other hand, when intimacy fades, the body begins to lose these vital benefits. The result can be a quicker decline in physical function, including weakened muscles, poor circulation, and even a less effective immune system. Without the regular engagement in intimate activities, the body starts to age faster, not just in appearance but in overall vitality. So, it's not just about feeling younger, it's about staying healthier for longer. Maintaining intimacy and connection as we age helps preserve the body's natural abilities and keeps us feeling energized and vibrant well into our later years. Don't let aging take its toll faster than it needs to. Find ways to reconnect with your partner or your own sense of self to slow down the clock. As we continue exploring the impact of intimacy on overall health, let's dive into one of the most significant effects: stress and anxiety. You may not realize it, but a lack of physical closeness can significantly affect your body's ability to manage stress. As we age, stress becomes a constant companion, but it's important to recognize that intimacy can be one of the most effective natural stress relievers available. During moments of physical intimacy, the body releases a powerful cocktail of hormones: dopamine, oxytocin, and serotonin. These are the very hormones responsible for reducing anxiety, calming the nervous system, and promoting a sense of emotional balance. These hormones essentially work as a natural mood stabilizer, helping you feel safe, secure, and connected with your partner. However, when intimacy fades, so does this powerful stress-reducing mechanism. Over time, this absence can cause stress levels to rise. Without the physical outlet of intimacy, everyday worries can start to feel overwhelming, and your body may react by becoming more restless, irritable, or experiencing physical symptoms such as headaches or muscle tension. What's more, without intimacy to ease the burden of stress, sleep can also suffer. As stress levels build, it can become harder to relax, leading to poor sleep quality, which in turn exacerbates feelings of anxiety. This cycle can quickly take a toll on both your mental and physical health. The good news? You don't have to remain in this cycle. Even small acts of physical closeness, whether through touch, cuddling, or even holding hands, can help reduce those stress levels and help you feel more connected. The key is to recognize the importance of intimacy, not just for physical pleasure, but as a tool to maintain emotional and mental well-being, especially as we age. As we continue to explore the profound effects of intimacy on your well-being, let's now focus on how its absence can affect the most important bond you share, your relationship. As we age, relationships evolve in many ways. However, when physical intimacy fades, it can quietly and slowly lead to emotional distance, which may cause relationships to become more fragile. It's crucial to understand that intimacy is far more than just a physical act. It's a form of emotional communication, built on trust, vulnerability, and affection. Over the years, couples often grow closer through shared moments of physical closeness. These moments of connection help maintain the warmth, playfulness, and joy that make a relationship feel alive. But when intimacy disappears, something subtle begins to happen. The affectionate touch, the playful banter, the spontaneous hugs or kisses. These small moments of connection start to vanish. This can lead to a sense of emotional disconnect. Even though you may still love each other deeply, without physical intimacy, feelings of closeness and mutual support can begin to fade, and the relationship can feel more like a routine than a bond. This emotional distance can also lead to miscommunication, with both partners potentially feeling neglected or undesired, even if love is still present. When intimacy is lost, the relationship can lose its vitality, leaving you feeling as though you are simply coexisting, rather than sharing a life together. Remember, intimacy is the glue that keeps relationships vibrant. Without it, relationships can become fragile, strained, and even at risk of breaking apart. So, if you've noticed this shift in your relationship, don't ignore it. Reconnecting, even in small ways, can go a long way in restoring the closeness you once shared. As we age, many aspects of our bodies change, and one of the most noticeable shifts can occur in our sexual health. It's often uncomfortable to acknowledge, but the use it or lose it concept applies not only to our muscles but also to our sexual function. When sexual activity decreases or stops, the body begins to lose some of its natural capabilities. Just like muscles that weaken when they're not exercised, sexual function begins to decline when it's not activated. For men, this might manifest as decreased erectile function or longer times needed for arousal. Women may experience vaginal dryness, discomfort, and a loss of natural elasticity, making intimacy more difficult and less enjoyable. These changes don't happen overnight, they happen gradually, often unnoticed until one day physical intimacy no longer feels comfortable or desirable. Unfortunately, this creates a vicious cycle. Discomfort leads to avoidance, and avoidance leads to further decline in sexual function. The more time that passes without engaging in intimacy, the more challenging it can become to regain comfort and confidence in that area. However, here's the good news. Maintaining regular sexual activity, even in a gentle or minimal way, can help preserve function. It helps keep blood flowing, tissues healthy, and nerves responsive. Engaging in even simple, non-sexual intimacy, such as holding hands or hugging, can maintain the connection between you and your partner and help your body remember its natural rhythms. It's also important to communicate openly with your doctor if you notice any changes or discomfort. There are many solutions available for common sexual health issues, such as dryness or erectile dysfunction, that can help you regain comfort and pleasure in intimacy. Reclaiming intimacy, solutions and hope for healthy aging. As we've discussed, the effects of reduced intimacy can be far-reaching, impacting everything from your immune system and cardiovascular health to your emotional well-being and relationship dynamics. But here's the most important takeaway. It's never too late to rediscover intimacy and regain a meaningful connection with your partner or yourself. Let's explore some practical steps you can take to rebuild and reconnect. 1. Honest communication, the first step to reconnection. The foundation of any healthy relationship is communication, and this is especially true when it comes to intimacy. Be open and honest with your partner about your feelings, desires, and any concerns you might have. This might feel uncomfortable at first, but by sharing your thoughts vulnerably, you're taking the first step toward emotional and physical reconnection. Open dialogue allows both partners to understand each other better, heal past hurts, and start a new chapter in their intimacy. 2. Start with gentle touch, rebuilding connection one step at a time. If intimacy has been lacking, it's important to ease back into it gradually. Physical touch, even if it's non-sexual at first, can reignite feelings of closeness. Simple acts like holding hands, hugging, or sharing a tender kiss can rebuild the emotional bond. These small, intimate moments can provide a sense of connection and security, helping you both feel more at ease with each other over time. This gentle approach can pave the way for deeper intimacy as both of you grow more comfortable. 3. Prioritize sexual health. Consult with your doctor. Physical changes, such as vaginal dryness or erectile dysfunction, are common as we age, but they don't have to be barriers to intimacy. If you're experiencing challenges in this area, it's important to seek medical advice. A healthcare professional can help identify the causes and suggest treatments. Solutions for issues like low libido, erectile dysfunction, or vaginal dryness are often effective and can restore the physical side of intimacy. Treatments like lubricants, hormone therapy, or medications can all make a significant difference in improving sexual function and comfort. 4. Self-connection for those who are single. If you're single, intimacy with yourself is just as important. Self-connection, taking time to understand and care for your own needs, helps you maintain self-confidence and vitality. Whether it's through self-care, mindfulness, or exploring what makes you feel good, staying in tune with your body can nurture your sense of well-being and sexual health. This self-awareness can also pave the way for future connections, whether with a partner or through a new sense of self-empowerment. 5. Shift your mindset. Intimacy is for everyone, no matter age. One of the most common misconceptions in our society is that intimacy is only for the young. This belief can prevent many older adults from embracing their desire for closeness, passion, and connection. The truth is, intimacy is for people of all ages. As we age, we may need to approach it differently, but that doesn't mean it's any less meaningful. Older adults are just as deserving of sexual pleasure, connection, and affection as anyone else. 6. Rekindle love and life. It's about courage, not perfection. Reconnecting with intimacy doesn't require perfection. It simply requires courage and a willingness to begin again. Start where you are, whether it's through small steps or deeper conversations. It's about the journey, not the destination. Give yourself permission to embrace this phase of life, knowing that your sexual health and emotional well-being are in your hands. Rediscover the joy, passion, and connection that make life meaningful. The most fulfilling years of your life may be ahead of you, waiting to be shaped with intention, courage, and love. It's time to reclaim intimacy, because you deserve it no matter your age. If you found this video helpful, don't forget to like, subscribe, and hit the notification bell for more tips on healthy aging and well-being.